Amtrak are joining forces to improve train service between Philadelphia and Harrisburg. Amtrak and the state officials say they will invest $140 million on high-speed rail service for the Keystone Corridor. Officials say the improvements should cut travel time between Harrisburg and Philadelphia to 90 minutes for express trains. Those trains will be known as the Acela Regional Service. This is a high-speed train. Amtrak also plans to upgrade tracks and improve stations in Lancaster, Harrisburg, and Elizabethtown. is the continuing effort to contain a freight train derailment in the Port Richmond section of Philadelphia. We'll use Street Spotter 6 to show you the exact location of the derailment. It is in the 2100 block of East Tioga, and right now that street is closed between Frankfort and Aramingo Avenue. The train derailed just before 3:30 this afternoon and began leaking a dangerous chemical called isopropanol benzene. Action News reporter David Henry is live at the scene. David, what's the story there right now?
Well, Jim, it caused quite a scare in this neighborhood. 20 people evacuated from 6 homes. About 50 gallons of that dangerous chemical spilled when 2 tankers derailed off the tracks behind me. The spill has been contained at this point, but the 2 tankers remain on this embankment behind me right now.
It's sitting on an embankment, so there's some concern of whether there'll be any more movement of it. And part of their crew coming in is they'll stabilize the tank car so it doesn't move any further. But we were concerned about any leakage of product, and that's been stemmed, and there doesn't appear to be any leakage right now.
The tanker plowed down the side of the embankment just short of landing on Tioga Avenue itself. The plan now is to stabilize it and then eventually get it back up on the tracks. They don't feel there's any danger of the tanker rupturing, so they don't plan to offload it before cranes lift it back into position. Now, the evacuated residents will remain out of their homes until the tanker is safely out of here. The Red Cross will provide temporary housing at the Webster Elementary School. The chemical isopropanol benzene is flammable. It can be poisonous if inhaled or absorbed through the skin, and contact can irritate the eyes and skin. Right now, hazmat experts are calling it a minor spill.
It's dangerous by inhalation, but you got to be right up close to it, and the meters that we're using, we're getting 0 readings pretty close, so we're pretty safe that way, and also flammability wise we're pretty safe.
Nearby residents say train traffic has increased recently, and they worry about dangerous chemicals rolling through their neighborhood 24 hours a day.
It's 24 hours a day now, and then they're getting back where we live at banging in the middle of the night. Whatever they're doing, I don't know. It's bad.
You're worried?
I sure am.
And it looks like the evacuated residents will be out of their homes throughout the entire night. Conrail says it is bringing heavy-duty cranes to move the derailed tankers, but they won't arrive until about 11 o'clock or midnight tonight. Live at Port Richmond, I'm David Henry, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, David. Residents of a
fear after a train carrying dangerous chemicals jumps the tracks. Good evening, everyone. It's been a long night already for the people of Philadelphia's Port Richmond section.
And that's first on Fox tonight. Residents living near the train tracks in Port Richmond could have an even longer night ahead. A train accident involving dangerous chemicals has people concerned. Let's go right to Karen Thomas at the scene off East Tioga in Port Richmond. Karen?
Well, Rich, we're about 2 blocks away from the train accident. Right now, workers are using huge cranes to try and upright the 2 cars that derailed earlier today. East Tioga Street is still closed and will remain so overnight. The Conrail freight train derailed just before 4 o'clock. 2 tanker cars jumped the tracks as the train tried to move in reverse. One rested precariously close to a factory in a block of row homes. 8 families were evacuated. A 5-mile radius of the accident scene was blocked off, while hazmat crews searched for a chemical leak that slowly oozed from the fallen cars.
One car was full of benzene and the other car is full of molten phenol. And the benzene has a sort of a small drip leak, but it's been secured.
The Red Cross set up shelter for the evacuees at Webster Elementary School, but many chose to stay with friends and family. They were assured the leak posed no serious danger. But many residents are angry, demanding an investigation. This is the 2nd train accident in this area. 2 months ago, a train jumped the tracks at Allegheny Avenue.
This is not something that we're going to let go away. We need them, whatever the cost may be, to come and take care of this problem with these train tracks. Conrail, EPA, L&I, whoever it may be, we are not going away.
This is a neighborhood with plenty of children and ourselves, and I was fearful.
So you're looking at a live picture right now. Many hours later, Workers are on the trestle and they are trying to upright the 2 tanker cars that are still hanging off of the tracks. Certainly a very nervous day here for neighbors on East Tioga Street. The street remains closed and 6 homes are still evacuated. Officials don't want those folks going back into their homes until the train is back up on the track and out of here. And we're told that that will take most of the night. In the meantime, Conrail officials say they will be on the scene for days and weeks to come, investigating, making sure that these tracks are okay and to find out exactly what made the train jump. Reporting live in Port Richmond, I'm Karen Thomas. Back to you, Jill.
All right, Karen, thanks. Now to the fatal bonfire collapse.
They are being used to lift the derailed cars and set them back on the tracks. Conrail says it may be a few days before they determine the exact cause of this derailment, whether it was bad tracks, bad equipment, or human error. It will probably be more towards daylight tomorrow before the cars are out of here and families allowed back in their homes. Live in Port Richmond, I'm Jim Sinkovitz. Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Jim. They're back in their homes after a dangerous chemical spill forced them to evacuate. The accident happened yesterday when a train jumped its tracks at Trenton Avenue and Tioga Streets. Tonight, there is little evidence of that spill. The 2 tankers were set back on the tracks and taken to a nearby yard for evaluation. This is the second derailment in that exact same area in just a few months. The cause of the first accident was ruled human error. Investigators say the 2 accidents are not related, but they don't have a cause of this latest incident.
30th Street Station. This is a live look at the Grand Concourse. You probably recognize it. Amtrak officials say we are in the middle of peak travel hours right now. The volume will begin to taper off after 8 o'clock tonight, yet it will still be heavier than usual. And to accommodate the extra travelers, Amtrak has put more trains into service, and all the trains, we are told, have extra cars on them. However, officials still recommend that you arrive at the station 45 minutes at least before your train's scheduled departure time. Officials also suggest you carry no more than 2 pieces of luggage.
Help more than 525,000 passengers stay on track for their Thanksgiving destinations.
Making stops in Wilmington, Newtown to Washington to Richmond.
We left at 7 o'clock this morning from Bel Air, Maryland, got in a lot of traffic, went to a friend's house at Wilmington, who then took us here and dropped us off and took the car back, and then we're going to go on train to New York City for the weekend.
Despite the annual holiday crush, most trains along Amtrak's Northeast Corridor between Boston and Washington stayed on time, as Amtrak officials offered tips for helping speed train travel.
We're telling our customers to arrive about 45 minutes early, try to purchase round-trip tickets to avoid lines at the station.
This is the second busiest travel day of the year for Amtrak, right behind this coming Sunday, when everyone heads home. After all that turkey, a little heavier, a lot happier for having made the trip.
And don't forget, this is only half the story. All these folks will be back here again on Sunday. That's the story live from 30th Street. I'm Robin McIntosh, KYW3 Eyewitness News.
In Philadelphia, this has been a busy place all day as Amtrak expects an increase in ridership of 28% nationwide. But in some places, that increase could be as much as 150%. Amtrak is suggesting some helpful hints for riding the rails over the holiday weekend. Get to the train station 45 minutes before your departure time, buy round-trip tickets whenever possible, and travel light with no more than 2 pieces of luggage. Most of all, be patient and enjoy the trip. Moscow's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The Market, Frankfurt, and Broad Street trains will run every 5 to 10 minutes from 9 a.m. until 2:20 p.m. Otherwise, all SEPTA service will be on a holiday scheduled tomorrow.
Panicked and was unable to get out of the way. Her brother watched as the train struck and killed his sister. The family had been preparing for her birthday celebration.
Witness News reporter Robin McIntosh continues our Team 3 coverage now, and he's live at a very busy 30th Street station. Robin, what's it like there?
Well, that's right, Siani. It has been busy all day. It's beginning to thin out just a little bit, but the crowds have been coming through 30th Street all day. Traveling on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor from Boston to Washington, they're headed home for the holidays.
All aboard! That cry heard hundreds of times today as Amtrak rolled out more than 60 extra trains and 46,000 more seats to accommodate 28% more riders than usual. 525,000 holiday passengers to be exact, taking the train to Thanksgiving family, friends, and food.
New York City.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, getting out of Philly, going home, get some good food, all of that.
Some folks are on wheels this weekend that aren't really going anywhere. 30th Street station businesses have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving holiday.
Everybody's going home, and everybody wants to get presents for everybody, so do you know what I mean? Like, everybody just wants to do everything for their family and friends and everything. So
it's good for business.
Exactly.
But Amtrak employees will be far from their homes for the holidays, so that others won't be.
I don't mind working on Thanksgiving. It's a good holiday. It's a chance to greet people, passengers. You know, it's a good day.
Get you in a good mood, huh?
Yes, sir. Not like a holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, sir.
And it sounds like Amtrak conductors like Mr. Carter are going to be busy for the next several days. The busiest travel day here at Amtrak, that comes on Sunday. That's the story live from 30th Street Station. I'm Robin McIntosh, KYW3 Eyewitness News.
Killed while walking on train tracks. It happened around 1 this afternoon on the Amtrak tracks near Front Street in Colwyn Borough. Police say the 17-year-old girl and her brother were walking on the tracks when they heard the train coming up behind them. The girl apparently panicked and walked right into the train's path. Today was her 17th birthday.
At 30th Street Station,
This is the second busiest day for Amtrak. The first busiest day is on Sunday.
getting there by rail means being really crowded.
They were standing up in the coaches, believe me.
This is the 3rd year in a row I've traveled on a day before Thanksgiving, and I think it just proves that I am a complete lunatic at heart.
Former SEPTA negotiator David Cohen isn't alone. Amtrak estimates ridership is up 500,000 people this week. 61 trains have been added to northeast routes to ensure everyone will have a seat. But whether it's the rails,
it's crazy to travel today,
the roads, or through the air, the story is the same.
No matter what holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's pretty hectic.
And the most hectic travel day of the year is still to come on Sunday. At 30th Street Station, Jesse Gary, Fox News.
Day for traveling, but not on these trains. The SEPTA Tradition opened today. The magical holiday railway exhibit is up and running at their Center City headquarters. See, Santa uses SEPTA to commute to the workshop. The small-scale trains and trolleys